Yeah, I'm back in car because the wind got up and you couldn't hear a word I was saying. So back in car after my drop shot session. Yep, out of me drop shotting. Great method, catches loads of fish. Really good, simple. Yeah, really simple as that. I know I briefly went through it before, but I bought this. It's a Fox Rage drop shot kit. I'm sure there's other ones, to be honest, and I just picked up the first one that I saw. Comes with 3 different weights. You can get them in different sizes. And I did that because I've not done my own work on how to tie a drop shot hook. So they already got them done for you. But if you want to tie your own, you don't have to buy all that. And then that'll, whatever, £4, so it's not too bad. What you get is a metre or so of line. I managed to snap it straight away. And basically your hook's pre-tied on. There you go. And you get your little lead. And it's just got like a little swivel at the bottom. And the swivel's got like a bit of an eye. Probably can't tell that on video, but it's got a bit of an eye and your line just clipped into there basically. And that's designed that if you get snagged up, you're going to lose that. So, and to be fair, I've got some weave on it, but I've never got snagged up. I have a pretty good design that long lead's not going to get caught up in much. You can see my line's a bit battered probably. That's just through getting caught around stuff. But I never got tangled, never lost a hook, never lost a lure. And pretty simple to use. I thought about using different depths. But basically, I've got a foot there, foot depth, and that's what I stuck at. I was going to do shorter, longer, and try various things, thinking that might be the answer. But basically, the answer was find the fish. When there were no fish, I didn't catch. I tested it at one point where I wasn't catching somewhere. It looked like it should have fish there, and it didn't. And I tried, after I'd done drop shotting, I switched back to my old preferred method of a small shad, a small plug and a small spinner, and I cast them through this when I never got a single fish. So that proved to me it wasn't the method, there just weren't fish there feeding. So I kept moving, and then I found a bridge spot that got some perch on it. I got some perch pretty much straight away. I did use some scent, some Pro Cure scent on the lures at that point. That's because I was desperate at that point, I wasn't catching. And I started catching fish, but then later on I don't think it really made too much difference. I was still catching either way, with it and without of it. But gives you a bit of confidence sometimes that you've got everything. You've got the physical attraction of the lure and also the scent just to get the attraction. So and then it was just a matter of holding it in the zone. And all I did was, obviously you've got your line, drop shot on the bottom, the line up, and I just basically slow retrieve. And I couldn't really just hold it in one position and twitch it, which is what you can do. You can just hold it in one position and twitch it. I found that too boring, so I had to cast it out to one side of the canal and slowly work it back. And it only that's this kind of speed. We're really slow, but at least that point I felt like I was doing something, and I also feel that was better because they were concentrated in a ball, and if you cast too far or too short or too left or too right, you didn't catch a fish. So by casting it over them and then pulling it through, you found that shoal. Sometimes that shoal moved as well. Sometimes in spots where you weren't catching, you started catching somewhere else. So by casting it and slowly working it, at the end of the day, if you're not, no offence to anybody, but if you're not that skillful at lure fishing, then by using this method, you can cast it out to the far side, and you know you've got a foot depth, 2 foot depth, whatever you want to set it at, and you can slowly, as long as you can feel that lead bouncing across bottom, you can keep your lure in that zone, and that's brilliant. I like the art and the craft of doing it myself and choosing a lure to get that, and choosing the weight of a jig head or choosing the diving vein on a crank, etc. But don't forget, I've been fishing a long time, lure fishing a long time, and it's not always about catching fish for me. If I said it got a little bit monotonous, probably the wrong word to use. At the end of the day, you are here to catch fish. So, but it did seem a little dull. However, I had some good sport, had some great sport catching fish. Typical, like most people that's been sending messages recently, I lost the biggest fish. Quick guess that it were a £2 perch, or as near as damn it £2 perch. I think I were a little bit. I was already thinking about trophy shots and that sort of thing, and I didn't have my net with me because I travelled light. So I could, if I had my net, I'd have scooped it up. Would have had a fish, would have had a trophy fish, but never mind. But yeah, great method. I used it on. I've got my £10 braid, and it comes. I forgot to say that this Fox one was £10 mono, £10 fluorocarbon on it as well. Probably a bit too strong, or a lot too strong. You could go a lot lighter than that. You could even go something like £4 or £5 mono straight through, and that'd be plenty enough for perching. And I think if you were perching, go tiny like this. If you're going drop shotting, you're going for numbers. Don't get me wrong, you're just in there. I've only drop shot once. I had a fish over £1 easy, and I lost a fish, probably £2. So it is a big fish method, even on a tiny lure like that. However, you're in it for numbers. You're in it for the sport of catching plenty of fish. You see the guys who fish in the competitions, a lot of them are drop shotting. Probably even more refined tactics than what I do, but they're catching loads. I mean, I don't know how many metres I'd have caught. That's what they work in, how many metres. I'd have caught quite a few metres worth of fish just on drop shot, but confident I'd have caught a few if I'd have just been using shads and plugs and things in that spot. I'd never give it a try, to be honest, but I probably wouldn't have got the same numbers, to be honest. When it seemed to tail off, you could still, every second cast at least, you'd get a fish, and it is a fisher chuck basically. If you find those fish, it is a fisher chuck. So what did I buy? I bought that, like I say, ready rigged drop shot kit. I bought some lighter weights just in case, because I didn't know whether I need them. But I think they're 3 gram or something, and plus I didn't know if I'd lose some. I bought another pack of them that got smaller hooks, so I've got a bit of options. And I bought now I have no idea what top drop shot lures, but these are called drop shot minnows. Caught fish on both them, the green ones and the orange ones. Echo gear grass minnows. It's like a little maggot thing. That worked, caught fish on those. And I also use these Savage Gear dying minnow. Slightly bigger, only a thin lure, but slightly bigger. Gave me a few options. I caught them all. As you saw, I also put on a relaxed copper toe shad, drop shot that caught, and I put on I think it was 3-inch curly tail grub, and that caught as well. So no need to worry about if the fancy techniques work or what lures to buy, because they all work. So don't really worry too much about the lure. Just worry about getting the lure into the right place. Right, now I used my well, I thought about buying a drop shot rod, and then I thought it's just a waste of money. So I used my Grace G-Lite spin that I always use for everything, and it wasn't ideal. However, I didn't miss many fish. Once I got tuned into what I was supposed to be doing, I didn't miss many fish. And basically, what I think you need is this is a 3 to 12 gram rod, I think it is. I always forget. 3 to 12 gram rod, but it's like got a long soft through action to it. And what I think you need is you want a small rod, and I'd probably go for something like 0 to 6 gram, 0 to 7 gram, roughly, something like that. And then on the drop shot rods, I've got a really sensitive end section. So I think it's something like up to this point is the bit that plays your fish. It's got the bend in it, and this bit here is like the more sensitive part. So what I were getting, hopefully I'll pick this up on camera. What I were getting was, you're going to make sure your line's as tight as possible. So if you're too tight, you lift your lead off at bottom. So that's when you can switch weights, use different size leads, which I didn't bother doing. but if you pull too hard, you'll lift your lead off bottom. If you don't do it enough, you'll have a bow on your line. So you don't want to have either really. So you've got a bit of tension in your line, and what you got is basically, because your lure is just suspended like that in water, you basically, that's just jigging in water, and you just get a fish that just comes up, just sucks it in and grabs it in, and it might not swim off with it. So what you get on your rod is you just get, I was just getting boom, a little tap like that, and I had to lift as soon as it affected that tap. It was a bit of a reaction thing. I was slightly late. I did seem to miss it. Once you get tuned in, as soon as you got a tap bump, you were in, and you just lifted up straight away, and you were in. Now with a softer rod and the proper sensitive drop shot rod, you'd probably get a better indication there. It'd be more of a visual as well as feeling it down your rod. You probably get more of an indication there, which you got enough to see it, but you didn't get loads. You only got a little tap. With a drop shot rod, you'll probably get a big indication. So it's totally up to you. If you think you're going to do a lot of drop shotting, then get a drop shot rod. If you're like me, you're just trying it out, then don't bother. Go with what you've got, but make sure you've got a sensitive rod, at least a light rod. You don't be going with a 15 to 20 rod, unless you're using big drop shots. I mean, you could use a 15 gram jig head at 15 gram weight and big 4 or 5 centimetre, 5 or 6 centimetre lows, couldn't you? But if you're going small for perch, use a light rod and see how it goes. If you miss loads of fish, then get yourself a drop shot rod. So that's my 100th video. Something a bit different for you. Probably something you never thought you'd see me doing. Drop shotting, I thought something different rather than a piking video. Went drop shotting, but I had to buy some brand new gear. Didn't even know what I was looking for, to be honest. So I went in with tackle, a bit like a lot of you people who was just starting low fishing. Didn't really know what I wanted. Big selection of stuff, and I was just walking around looking at stuff and what do I need, and at the end I just took the plunge of just bought a ready-made set and made you a different video, something different. It might inspire you to go out and try drop shotting. Great method. I will say, if you are struggling to catch fish, or if you've got young kids that go fishing with you and they want to do low fishing but they're struggling to catch, get them drop shotting. Seriously, they can't not catch fish. If you're not catching fish with that setup, 1 foot off bottom, and you can even put 2 foot if you want, but not much difference. Foot off bottom and a tiny little minnow like that. I think that's a size. 1 second. That one's a size 2 hook, size 2 drop shot hook, and away you go. And that's as simple as that. The kids will catch fish. Get them fishing around bridges, lock gates, all the usual places. And if you don't catch within the first 10 minutes of using this in your spot, move, because that's basically all that you need to do is move. This method will catch fish.